compassionate group, and we are Dharma messengers. And this is what Master Zhen gave us her blessing. So now everybody, all rise, put your palms together and make 3 bows to Master Zhen. First bow, second bow, and third bow. So let's chant together. Pass on Dharma essence with a sincere piety and unwaveringly to promote Tzu Chi spirit, and we cherish the Tzu Chi affinity and the infinite meaning of Jing Se Dharma Sutra. So now to raise our hand and go. Just do it, just do it, just do it. Study and listen Dharma teaching, and we are more diligently closer to Master Zhen Yan's heart. So now please be seated. Online study group, open our hearts, and Tzu Chi family get all together. And we appreciate that we received the blessing from our headquarters, and we are Dharma messengers. So now let's give us let's wave our hand to all the participants on the internet. So everybody, good day. Master Zhen Yan say we are enlightened and a compassionate group, and we are Dharma messenger, and we have so many channels that you can get online to join with us. Master Zhen Yan say you are Dharma messengers, so you need to spread the Dharma teaching mindfully. And as usual, in the beginning of the online study group, we have to read the following. And this is the ideal talent in Master Zhen Yan's mind. So we need to be humble but not arrogant. We are self-esteemed and cultivate with virtue. And also we need to be open-minded and control our temper, and work hard and harmonious with others. And we show our good etiquette with speeches and actions. And with a purified, and we focus on the general principle, but not tribal. With these characters, we can be a qualified followers of Master Zhen Yan. So wish everyone can be the qualified disciple of Master Zhen Yan. So put your hands on the chest and say, Master Zhen Yan, please believe we will be your ideal disciple. And then Master Zhen Yan give us her feedback, her thumbs up, and say you are so great. So you can show this thumbs up to the one sitting next to you. And today's progress of Master Zhen Yan's diary is June 1st to June 8th. And today we received a very good main character. Like we have a superintendent from Taichung Hospital. So we are going to complete the summer version of 2020. And today will be the last gathering of online study group before the Chinese New Year. And then we will stop for 3 weeks. So next time we will be on the March 3rd. And we are going to read the content of the diary from earlier March. So let's encourage each other, talk about Tzu Chi, and listen to Dharma teaching mindfully, and believe we all have the potential, and hold our initial aspiration. This is our common goals. And Master Zhen Yan always mentioned that Tzu Chi Foundation was established in Taiwan and was still misunderstood by the Taiwanese people. It was not because we didn't do enough, but it was because we didn't do enough. So we used to let it go after we did something, but now we needed to seize every chance to spread the great love, the good story, and talk 实际 with others, so that the Dharma teaching will pass on easily. So let's go. Online study group is so interesting, and get together. And with the multinational language team, we can connect with so many countries. And today is the first week of February, so it's our turn. So it's our Kaohsiung translation team will provide all the translation. So thank you to those brothers and sisters in in the team. And this is also we are going to in Australia. They are going to have a concert called Loving Care and Harmony. Will be held on 21st of February. And so with, they also have an English version. So hopefully you can join this meaningful concert. And this is the video. This is the video that played by the master Dailin. So let's take a look. This video is telling us that a bus is going to fall, and then nobody on the and the passengers the passenger on the bus, no one is care about this situation. So what happened? And then they prayed to God to help them, and then God did show up. But they did not notice that it is impossible because we have to save by ourselves. This is just telling us that like right now we are facing the problem and we have to solve the problem by ourselves. And this is actually a very old video, but it's still very convincing. So even this is the concert that will be held in Australia, but we can give them a hand and we can help them. So if we can spread, we can transfer and pass on the message to all the friends that they will be grateful. So now we are going to the next section. Is the feedback from feedback we received last week. So last week we received 310 messages, and we pass on for resharing 129 times. And the participants from China still is the one give us the most comments. And as I said, today is our last gathering on online study group before Chinese New Year. So this is the feedback on the teamwork. And like Sister Mincho said that she appreciated every minute, every second to join the online study group because she can learn so much from the group. And the online study group, I always can learn so much, especially the host, teacher Meiyun. And like this is the comments on the lectures, the many good positive feedback on Brother Yu Zichen, the documentary volunteer in Turkey. And during the pandemic, promoting vegetarian diet in Turkey is not easy, but the Tzu volunteer always work so hard to pass on Dharma's teaching. And this is the guided reading. Sister Zhen Jing, she we also have so many positive feedback. And then this is the feedback on the sharing of the deputy mayor. So go your own way, and every step counts. And like the comment from Canada, she said that I learned so much from this presentation by brother Cai Bingkun. Yes, he gave us like the life is just like a book, and every step, every experience like counts. And this is the feedback on the sister Yi Juan from Zhangzhou. And the love exists wherever you go, and it's not easy to convince the over 400 businessmen to join the vegetarian diet. This is the feedback on the sign language team. And they follow Master Zheng Yan for a long time, and they hold their initial aspiration, and even after decades, they still has a very firm mind and to follow Master Zheng Yan's step. And like Sister Liazi, she said that because of the sign language, I have the more connection with Sister Jing. And this is the feedback on the Dr. Chen Ruiguang. And after Chen Ruiguang's presentation, we realized that even with Ci Ji Jingsi herbal tea, it can strengthen our immunity system. And we also appreciate the message that we received from Malaysia. And thank you so much. Wherever you are, your message is very encouraging. And this is the message we received from Canada and from America. Like Sister Fang Wen, she was in the quarantine hotel for 14 days. But even though she was staying with us. And yesterday, Sister Fang Wen, right now, she was in the self-health management at home for another 7 days. And we are looking forward to seeing her very soon. And this is the message we received from Taiwan and also from mainland China. Let's give them a big hand. Yeah, she admired the deputy mayor of Taipei, brother Cai Bingkun's sharing. And appreciate the Li Ping's sharing every day, every time. He will always give us feedback, positive feedback. And he said that this is a good study group, and we shouldn't mix any time of the online study group. So even the temperature is below 20 below 20 and minus 20 degree, but they are still staying with us. This is the message that we received from the YouTube.
Inspiring, informative, interesting, and makes our day blessed with positive energies. 非常感恩我们学的是 Effie， 他说我们这个平台一直呢给各式各样的不同的主题，而且这些分享者都是
there's one who mentioned that the Kaohsiung Online Study Group provides varieties of topics, and the speakers always share from their hearts, inspiring, informative, interesting, and makes our day blessed with positive energies. It's very encouraging. Thank you so much. And then Dr. Deng said that a very good summary of Deputy Mayor Tsai's sharing, and I was being vaccinated and mixed the last part. And we also the feedback from our lectures. After their sharing, they give us their essay. They say like Deputy Mayor of Tsai Bing-kun, he admired like the online study group, and he said that the online study group always prepare one step ahead and appreciate the teamwork. And he also appreciated that after his sharing, he received so many feedback. And then this is the feedback from the sign language instructor, the sister Jing. She said that in this group, we encourage each other to talk about the Tzu Ji. And we encourage each other so we can be more potential. So this is a very good exploration, and we appreciate that we can all be together. And someone is looking for a beautiful place, but someone can make a place beautiful. And this is our the 8th year anniversary. And now we are going to call out. We are going to call out to Mozambique.
And later on, we will have Tsai Dailin with us, and she's online, although she's now in Taiwan. But you know that she has to be quarantined for 2 weeks, so she's not coming here. And before this, and we really had a very, very terrible disaster in Africa, in Mozambique, which was the cyclone Eloise. And it kills like more than 12 people and over 1,000 houses destroyed. So we have like a relief aid in Africa there.
In Mozambique, multiple responses are ongoing right now. So there's the response to the conflict in Cabo Delgado. As you'll recall, just in December 2020, we had Tropical Storm Chilean also come through these areas.
And Dennis Tai is really grateful that, through video conferences, then she can have the conference with the local Mozambique volunteers, although that was a Sunday. So let's give them a big hand to the volunteer in Mozambique, please. And Mr. Zheng Ying says that when we just give out their Jinsi Afrizan in Portuguese, and they are so grateful and they cherish so badly, so much. And they use their voice singing to just show their appreciation toward the Jinsi Afrizan there. Okay, so learning cannot be stopped. So we give out the Jinsi affirmations for the local residents here. Jinsi affirmation not only washes our mind, but also we can practice and learn how to be a real person there. And they just protected the Jinsi affirmation storybooks so carefully. And you know why the little boy just hide the Jinsi affirmation into his clothes. And a little boy says that the Jinsi affirmation storybook equals to the whole school in my life. And you can see that he hides the Jinsi affirmation into his clothes, just close to his belly. And they are also reminded that whenever they got the books, then they have to cherish them. They can't just do the exchanges into food within the books there. So they can burn the books and they can just sell the books for any food. You know that how poor they are. So it is a very warm reminder there for them. And this is the education for them, and this is the spirit. This is a spirit cultivation for them. And we have Dennis High there, and we also see the hard works, from all the volunteers there locally and domestically from Taiwan. And now, today, this year, then we will have 4 heartwarming sharings from Dennis High for 4 times this year. And not aside from Cyclone Idai, we also have Cyclone Eloise in Mozambique now. And we really want to know, how the relief job is going on right there. So we really have to just catch them up very, very hard. So because of Mr. Zheng Yan's compassion, so we can have the power to turn Africa over. But this is a very, very tough job, and we never stop. And now you can also see we have so many volunteers, doing the relief job for them. And not only this, we also just bring them our heart, bring them our love into the bamboo bank. So we can see on the screen that the Dino foil, it is showing us, the maps of the rebuilt schools. And why do we have the big changes there? And the changes is based on your love. And all the governors and the government officials are so grateful to us, right? And in Africa, we didn't have any rituals before we built any constructions, but now we do. And in the past, people would just now they will just show their gratitude by worshiping the tree, some cola, because they are very poor. And now they are touched. And today we have Dennis Tai. And Dennis Tai told me that in Mozambique they had a very, very famous singer. And the singer was very touched by Jinsi affirmation. Therefore, she created a song for us, but in their own languages. And you will notice the song is in English. And our broken heart were therefore repaired. And there's a group of people from very far from the world. And they are here and deliver their selfishness love to us. They are just like a lotus. And they are really pure. And they make our life peaceful, away from disasters. This is Ciji. It's a ship full of hope for us, with compassion. And this is the love from Ciji. This is Ciji, full of love and compassion. with compassion and love. And this is the Tzu full of love in the sheep, with compassion, and that is the love of Tzu. And Tzu is the love. We are very grateful for hearing this. Mr. Zheng Yan says that Dennis Tai is the Bodhisattva in Mozambique, and Dennis Tai is from Kaohsiung. And it is so amazing that she spread the great love from Kaohsiung to Mozambique. So let's welcome Dennis Tai by saying, we love to be with you because you've got positive energy. So Mozambique from Cai Dailin, ladies and gentlemen, please. Hi. And can you hear me? Of course, we can hear you. And you see, Dennis Tai is always smiling, although she's under a lot of pressure. She looks so charming still. Thank you. Venerable Master Zheng Yan and every volunteer online here, good day. It's great that I have the opportunity to come back to Taiwan and share what I see and what I do in Mozambique. And I'm very grateful because we have a chance to do the relief job in Mozambique. And thank you, Teacher Meiyun. And thank you for all the volunteers all over the 50 countries in the world. And also thank you to Master Zheng Yan. And we know that Mozambique is a poor and a country, and they see hope now because of us. We have education for them, so they have a hope. And Master Zheng Yan says that the education can't wait. And 2 years ago, we had a cyclone Idai in Mozambique, and it destroyed almost 3 to 4 provinces in Mozambique. And over 4,500 schools were therefore destroyed. And we talk about the pandemic there since March last year until last month. They just couldn't go to school. And in this month, just last week, and people there also suffered from the disaster of Eloise cyclone there. And it was really a terrible thing for them. And we couldn't bear students that can't just go to school. But, we feel so sad that they just couldn't. And we had so many volunteers in Mozambique there, and they are gradually doing the relief job in Mozambique. Although we have the cyclone and we have the pandemic, but I still have to be grateful to the staff members from Tzu, and they just overcome the language barriers and the cultural difficulties, and we are now moving forward. And now let me share with you what we have done there for last year. And we finished the emergency repairing for schools last year. And if their roofs of a school were damaged, and we just repaired the roofs for them. And we did this for the 6 different schools. However, the 6 schools have to be rebuilt. And we will just dismantle the old buildings and give them new ones. And now this is an industrial elementary school. The government planned to move this school from the factory area to the education area. And I really learned from Mr. Zheng Yan and all the staff members of Tzu that we are really considerate because we want to bring them the best place for their education. And they hope they can just change the name from the February 3rd school to Ciji because they want everybody to remember the grace of Ciji. And now you can see the second school here. This is a reconstruction of the school. And you will see from the map that there was 3 roads that get across from the school, and you will know that we really have a very very long communication with their local governors and the local government officials because it is kind of dangerous for like a main roads just go across the schools. So Tsuji is planning to do some changes for them, and we want to just provide them with a safe environment, and they can just have a happy learning in their safe environment schools. And now we have another school which is named Mudamu, and we really consider very much about the security for students. So we very much care about the repairing on the construction there. And this is how we begin the repairing job there. And now let's go to the primary school named Movenpick there. And we had over 22 classrooms destroyed there. And Mr. Zheng Yan really hopes that we can offer enough rooms for students and fulfill their school hours. We not only want to give them 22 completed classrooms, but also we want to provide them with a very, very peaceful environment for them to fulfill their education. And because we need to offer enough rooms for over 100 students there, so quality is important. And we really feel grateful to the love spread all over the world. And now students are happy in their school because the environment there is really secure and peaceful there. And we also we also begin the project based on their government rules. And in the future, and we will offer them more than 60 classrooms there, which will become the biggest school in Mozambique. And I just mentioned the 6 schools under repairing there. But actually, we are now doing such a project for 11 different schools. And here are the schools here, as you can see on the PPT. And now let me tell you about the school like in their countries and the rural areas. And we really carefully plan for their school classrooms. And here we have a primary school, Tika. And I'm also again grateful to all the CEOs there, and because they had the Buddha bathing ceremony here, and so many people participated in such a great ceremony. Therefore, and we have a lot of local volunteers who first time saw the doctors from Taiwan. And I know that students coming to school have to walk for 8 to 9 kilometers, which is kind of dangerous for them. And Tsuji volunteers noticed that. Therefore, we plan to build a new high school, a new school there in another area. It is kind of wise for Mr. Zheng Yan, and thanks for all the great love from all of you. And we also had more than 30 schools which were under construction now. And it is really touching that we have one elementary school named Grella there, and because they are poor and they didn't have a lot of like construction material there, And therefore, we plan to just rebuild the school there. And not only Tzu volunteers did this job, and their school staff and their parents of the students also participated in such a project. And now you can see the base is right there, and it's almost finished there. And we can see the picture, it is under construction there. And we can see our construction staff are really, really careful in doing such a project there. And it is, Chimera Primary School. It is the most remote school here in Mozambique, and we really encounter a lot of difficulties there. And we also have like a Kura Elementary School there, and it is now completed, and it is now being used. So we will have like an opening ceremony in July this year, and we offer them a very complete and beautiful school there, and they can just go to school really peacefully and happily. And here we have a Kura Elementary School, and next to it, then we will have a Kula Great Love Village there for residents to live. And now let's go back to Mozambique High School. It is the biggest one in Mozambique now. And again, I say thank you. I'm grateful to all the construction staff there. And here we have a Kakana, who is the most famous singer in Mozambique there. And she just sang a song for us to spread the greater love. And this is a power to spread the greater love. And through everybody's compassion and love and the wisdom from Mr. Zheng Yan, then we can really spread the greater love in Mozambique, in Africa. Thank you very much. I'm so grateful. And Dennis Tai, please stay online. And let me play you the song from Manana again. Okay, so let's just enjoy and appreciate the song one more time. It is a very tough task, but we always see hope. If we can give a little bit of love individually, then people there will just receive the great love there. And we can see Dennis Tai, and she just went to Mozambique when she was only 20 something years old. She could have had a very, very good living in the UK as a doctor, but she just chose to stay in Mozambique and deliver this great love to people in Africa. So let's give her a big hand and say thank you to her. We are looking forward to your next sharing next time.
I will be here just today. Pleased to be here with you all. 也就是有没有英文的家人你认识的，我们的
And do we have any like volunteers that speak English here so we can spread the greater love through the YouTube in English channel? And we have a message here from Jennifer in Taipei. And she says it is really touching whenever like we see the Mozambique like volunteers, right? And we also have volunteers from Shandong. And now we have Minqiu here, and she says that it is really great to enjoy and appreciate such a study group with you, with all the doctors, and we spread a compassion, spread love, and we can learn the Buddha's teaching. Okay, all together. And besides, we also have the Dharma actor and actress here, and we have Xu Hong from Jiangsu, and we have Rui from Nanjing, and we have a lot of volunteers from China. And thank you for your feedbacks, and you can continue leaving messages for us. And we have a volunteer from Xi'an, and he says that Dennis Tai is a really great person, and we also have volunteers from China saying that it is great that we have a great companion here in Taiwan. And we also have someone from Pingdong saying that it is great to come to Kaohsiung because February the weather in Kaohsiung is great there. We have a positive energies, and everybody just get online and let's study all together. Okay, so we have Lipi Michael from Shouxin, Malaysia, and we also have Chichi New, also from Malaysia, and Victor from Taipei, and they spread their gratitude all over the internet. Then we also have Zhou Ruijun from Beijing saying hello to us, and we also have Yang Jiebin from Nanjing who says he is really grateful to just participate in our study group. And we have Liu Chunzi from Changchun, and she is really happy that she can just get online with us, although she's in Taiwan and she enjoys listening to the Dharma spreading there. And we also have Zhang Peiyun from Mongolia. And would you like to let me know how cold it is in Mongolia? Okay, please. And we also have a Lily Cuckoo from Malaysia. And we also have a Mincho. And we have a Tai Fu saying thank you. And would you like to tell me where you are? All right. When you leave your message, thank you, but let me know where you are. Okay. Thank you very much. And if I don't mention your message, and I'm sorry, but we still carry our gratitude toward you. And now we have somebody new, and she is a teacher. Thank you very much.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm very grateful. I'm going to share Dharma Master Zhenyan's teaching from starting from the establishment of the Tzu Chi Foundation. It's already being 55 years old, and Master Zhenyan guide us through a Bodhisattva path. That is, look at the screen. There's lotus flowers on this Bodhisattva path. We use gratitude and compassion to deliver our service to relieve the suffering, and we use patience, and we use respect, and also we use our integrity. A message in say that we use respect to do the charity work. Although we need to use money to do the release job, but we use our respect. We use our empathy to let's take a look. Let's listen to Master Zhenyan's teaching. Every year we give out the new clothes. That's the uniform of the school. And that back in that time it's the khaki. We use a brand name Tai Zilong, the student uniform. And someone told me that Master Zhenyan, we don't have a lot of money. How come you buy such a famous brand name uniform to the students? And I replied that I care about them like my own family, and I care about the children like my own children. I care about the elder people like my own parents. They are all my relatives. So if I'm giving them something, I want to give them something that I love, I like. I need to choose the best things. And that's how we started our winter relief work. We give out the most useful and valuable uniform and daily necessities to the needy. And now we can see that Tzu Chi volunteers carry on this love and care. I was born in the 50s. I know that Tai Zilong is a very famous brand name of a uniform. That's the most famous brand name of the uniform. So I was very surprised when I learned that Master Zheng Yan back in that time that Taiwan was still most people were still poor, and Master Zheng Yan didn't have much money, but still she buy the most valuable uniform to the children of the needy family. And we use the compassion and joyful and equanimity to purify our own heart to carry out our charity work. And in the Tzu Chi Junior High School, Jiang Shouxin, teacher Jiang Shouxin, and she died of a cancer. And so they have a memorial for teacher John. And let's review the memorial from the student to memorize the teacher. In the memorial, the teacher John, you can see from the video that the students are recording what they learned from the teacher Jiang Shouxin. And she was died of the cancer. And I'm very grateful for teacher John. And I'm very grateful that she taught us how to love and carry on the love. Although she had cancer, but she she didn't tell anyone about her cancer. She still worked very hard as a teacher. And I'm not afraid of the pain of the cancer. She's not afraid of the pain because of the cancer. She is the Bodhisattva was full of compassion and love. And courage. She's very courageous. And she is like a very good friend for students, and she's a great teacher for the students. I'm very grateful that teacher John is dedicated in the teaching, and also she is set a good example to the students. There's a patience that's a virtuousness. When we are misunderstood by a lot of people, we could use the character patience. We need to use the patience and to recognize we need to bear, and we use we don't speak back the bad words to the people who misunderstand us. We need to be cautious of what we say, and let's not take the bad word to hurt our own heart. So we need to recognize what's good and what's bad, and distinguish what's good for our own heart, to safeguard our own heart. I use the gratitude to safeguard my own heart. And from the ordinary lay people to the bodhisattva, to learning as a bodhisattva, we need to recognize what the morality. And although this is the beginning and also the ending of our group online group study for the year before the Lunar New Year. And this is the spring, is the beginning of the year. We are going to enter into the year of Ox. COVID-19 is a very devastating year. The next year, the last year, we hope that the last year passed and the COVID-19 damage could pass also. And Master Shouxin always say that we walk gently because we are afraid that the earth will be hurt. So Master Shouxin teach us we take every step gently. Although the Master Shouxin is she is old now, but she still takes a gentle footstep. So Master Shouxin say that we need to know what we are going, the direction of where we are going. We don't lose the direction, so we know where to go and go to the right, take on the right path, on the Bodhisattva path, so that we won't get lost. And we're very grateful that she is teacher, and she shared the teacher. We call her Yanzi. And she shared a very touching story about teacher John in Ciji Junior High School. And Master Shouxin always mentioned we need to take gentle footsteps because we are afraid that the earth will be hurt. We can see that there's we help Ciji help rebuild 25 schools in Mozambique. We are very grateful that Ciji in Taiwan helped rebuild the 25 schools in Mozambique. And from Malaysia, I'm very grateful to be connected with audience from all over the world. And we are very grateful that to listen to that touching song from Mozambique. I'm very grateful from Nanjing. I feel tremendous love from Ciji. From Brazil, Lucy, let's wave. Say hello to Brazil. What time is it in Brazil? In Nanjing, Yinxun, and then Malaysia. We are very grateful that Mozambique, they volunteer in Mozambique. They cherish Jinshi Everest so much. We are not Hangzhou, from Hangzhou, Huixian, Sister Fashion, and that's where I'm very grateful that Master Shouxin turning the fate of turning the fate of African. So the sister, she want to adopt the reconstruction, the cause of reconstruction of 5 schools in Mozambique. Zhang Shenmei from Jiayi. I'm very grateful. And from mainland China. And Dr. Jian, what do you wear? What kind of brand name do you wear when you were in school? And it's khaki clothes. I'm from Burma. I'm very grateful. And in Brazil, it's 10 o'clock at night. Today, the shining star today, and they're bringing worms to here online study group. That's our aspiration and our good wishes. And let's share the online. Let's share the link to the online sharing. Let's take a look at the video. Please speak a good word. And sister walk forward ahead. Sister, she was Sister Meiyun. She used to be car insurance adjuster, and after she was insurance, and then she became a broker at the stock exchange. But she was she had a debt, and she lost one son. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the challenges in the life. You need to learn how to stand up again from the challenge. Although she went through so many challenges in her life, and she still, I'm very grateful to learn that she is still very courageous, and she has the wisdom to overcome the challenges. And to look for all the settings in the old times, the directors, and it's very, very grateful to have the opportunity to film the Star Drama. And this Sister Meiyun is back in that time when she was young, she was the first car insurance adjusters, female car insurance adjusters. So she was a very powerful female in her work. Director Deng Anning is the director of the Star Drama, and she is. And that everyone knows that bone marrow donation is not a very terrible, horrifying thing. You don't need to put a big needle, stick big needle into your spine. That's a rumor. And when Director Deng is very humorous, so when he was here, he brought joy to our online group study group, and when he is the director of the this Dai drama. Take a look at it. They are fighting. This is clips from the Dai drama. My sister's keeper. Where I'm from, the insurance company. At least all of us are safe. Although there's a loss and there's damage in the car, but at least we all are safe. And there's not only director Dern, and my mother-in-law is so cute. There's another drama also directed by the director Dun. And also there's a famous movie star Zhang Kui. His daughter was also one of the character play in this drama. And also there's another star in the star drama is Wang Shouxin. She is the daughter of the very famous movie star Ma Rulong. Five siblings. They have five different family name. Before they came, I study. I do research. I want to know this family. What happened to Sister Meiyun? And she has a stepmom. Her stepmom sent her to a foster family. So my mom was very strong person. Her stepmom need to shoulder support the whole family. That was very during that time. It was very harsh. And stepmom is stepmom is very sentimental and also has a very strong character because she need to support the whole family. And for most people, for most step mom would not treat their step children good, but this stepmom is very different. Let's give a big hand to the superstar from our drama, Yu Zhiyan and Huang Haoyong. And his Chinese name pronunciation is very similar to very useful. Huang Haoyong, the pronunciation very similar to very useful. So he is a very useful person. Oh, they both of them, Yu Ziyan and Huang Haoyong, they are very good at musical drama. So you will be able to see how they sing. Take a look. They're walking like they're dancing. It's like a musical drama singing. And they are it's a musical drama. They know how to sing, they know how to dance. And do you know who did the dance? Who designed the dance? Our director Dun, who is the designer of the dance. So the beginning scene of the drama is like a musical drama. Yu Zhiyan is a graduated from the Graduate Institute of Performance Art of National Taiwan Normal University. So, she is going to recommend this drama to us. I played Sister Yu Meiyun's character in this Dai drama. My sister's in the Dai drama. My sister's keeper. Sister Yu Meiyun's character is very filial to her parents, and in her profession, she is very strong and very professional. Hey, don't fight. This is my first time to be the main character in the Dai drama. This is for you. No, I cannot accept. We are just pen pal. But I hope that you could be my girlfriend. Many things that before I experienced, I didn't know. But after, like giving birth to a child, or a lot of what happens in the profession field, I didn't experience. But through this drama, I learned a lot. If you have a question, you can ask me. And starting from January 27 at 8 at night, you can get on Dai TV to watch the Dai drama. My sister's keeper. My sister's keeper. That's a gesture. This is the main character. He is a very energetic person. Do you? Let's take a look at this. The main character. Back in that time, when you go to see a person that you didn't know, a set up marriage, what would be a arranged marriage by parents? What would happen? That's the first date with their parents. Let's take a look at the facial expression on his face. This is a strange situation. Someone asked me to be here. Who do you know? You need to use a little bit of skills to become a good salesperson. We always make mistakes when we copy or write documents. Actually, sometimes we need to solve issues for our customers. As a salesperson, we need to use all the measures, all the means to resolve issues for our customers, to gain the trust of our customers. So it's actually that sometimes it's not because that I didn't know that you're so connected with my sister Meiyun. Are you sure? Are you sure you don't know? Are you sure you don't have a girlfriend? We're going to introduce girlfriend to you. That's the first time Sister Meiyun and her husband met. Our local volunteer is going to learn from their musical drama beginning scene. Let's exercise with them. Take a step with them together. No matter it's a small alley or big roads that I take, everyone I encounter on the way, they all gave me love and care. No matter what we have encountered in our life, we could still smile and use the courage to face the reality and use the wisdom to resolve the issues in our life. This is the ending song. The sky full of stars. Every little star, imagine that they have a superpower to shine up the darkest sky. Little shining star, how could I'm a little shining star, how could I shine up the darkest sky? Flying toward the direction of your life. There's only the beauty of working hard. There's no magnificence that's because of the waiting. Let's give a big hand to welcome the star, Sister Meiyun, and the movie star that play their role in drama. My sister's keeper. I'm very touching. I'm very touched. I want to stand by them. No matter the beginning theme song and the ending song, the scene will look both of the scene looks like a drama, musical drama. It's very energetic, and we all wanted to dance with them. Why we want to mention about the second episode of the Dai drama? Because it's about the New Year. How do you think? What do you think about our? You're very great. The volunteers, local volunteer, dance with this movie star. And we interact with each other with joy. When you dance at the beginning scene, do you how many times do you NG? Do you have to reshoot the scene? At first, I was very nervous. Although you work with this is the first time you work with director Dun, and you were the first time you are the main character of the Dai drama. I was very happy because to work with director Dun, because he is a very joyful person. And also, I'm very grateful to when I received the script of the Dai drama. My sister Skipper, I'm very grateful that because this drama, sister Meiyun's life story is very inspiring. Dear director, can we take a look? Can we still have a little screen on the screen to show the Dai drama? Although they show the ease on the scene of the Dai drama, but actually, when they're at the play, they need to very careful about what they say, and the settings need to be very close to the old times, and what they say in the Dai drama need to be closer to the what really happened in Sister Meiyun's life. And do you have pressure? Do you have pressure to work with other characters, other movie stars in this drama? Because there are many characters, many movie stars. Their parents, they are famous movie stars. Do you feel pressure? Actually, I learned a lot from them because they are more experienced than I am, and also they are their appearance looks very similar to their parents. So when I play with them, when I play in the when I play with them, I pay attention to what kind of skill they use, and then I also pay attention to how they act in this drama. I learn a lot from them. And the scene that my mom didn't know what my mom felt sad because I was going to get married, because I was going to get married and I'm going to move away from home. So my mom was very sad. So that's why I was in the my mood was totally into Sister Meiyun's mood. So I had tears in my eyes. Can you, Superintendent Jen? Can you be like the movie star that they have? They are so focused and they could have tears whenever they want in their eyes. To be a movie star, I need to be always energized. I'm just like a fully charged battery. I need to be energized all the time. I need to pay attention all the time. How many hours does Sister Meiyun sleep every day? About 3 to 4 hours since she was young. And I was always wonder how come Sister Meiyun could do so much work to accomplish so much work in her life. How could she have so much time? Now I know from her husband that she only sleeps 3 to 4 hours per day. I told Master Zheng Yan that Deputy Director Luo mentioned about Deputy Director Luo mentioned about we need to sleep enough every night. I mentioned that to Master Zheng Yan, and Master Zheng Yan say that we have Master Zheng Yan signs say that how could we have enough sleep when there's so much suffering in the world? Why is your name is Wang Haoyong is useful? Because I'm really useful. Wang Haoyong. He is the main character in this drama. And the female character need more work. Because she changed her jobs quite often. So she needs the female character need to play different roles in this drama. So it's more challenging than the character that I play. I always stand or sit by her to encourage her. When you play his role, he is a useful gentleman. How do you interpret play the character personality of Sister Meiyun's husband in the drama? Yesterday in the episode, you already hold the hand of Sister Meiyun, and tonight are you going to have children in the new episode today? How do you learn how to? I need to learn that he push up a little, gently push up the glasses to push up the. I use a different facial expression when I'm pushing up my glasses to show how brother think and how he ponder about something. I use my thumb to push up my glasses. I can use. I try various fingers to push up my glasses using my thumb, my index finger, my middle finger, ring finger, and pinky fingers. But I think that the using the thumb pushing up my glasses looks more educated. A movie star need to have the attitude of respect the script. So no matter how many words that I need to memorize, as I need to respect the script to try my best to memorize. I'm very grateful. After you viewing the script, nowadays the females are very independent, but back in that time, in the old days, decades ago, women are not respected, are not most women do not work in the society. They are confined in their families, but in this family it's different. Sister Meiyun's husband loved her so much. She respect her to expand her potential in her profession. Now let's turn our attention back to Sister Meiyun's husband. Do you feel touched? How can you when I see you that you seeing each other the first time, and your parents arrange you to see many other guys, how could you choose your husband? He's not the most handsome guy that your parents introduced to you. Can you show us what happened to your eyes? I was born with opium, and it's very blurry for me to see clearly of anything. I was born like that, and I was although he couldn't see the writings on the blackboard in the classroom, but he could still focus on listening, concentrate on listening, and memorize the teachings of teachers when he was in school. And he scored the highest, and he became a doctor. And he was a very good student, and although he couldn't see clearly. And he doesn't give you thank you flowers. How could your husband? Or how do you push up your glasses? I use thumb and index fingers to push up my glasses because my glasses are very, very thick. Especially back in that time, in the old days, the technology was still not very advanced. So my glasses were very thick and heavy. So when I push up my glasses, I need to use 2 fingers, thumb and index finger. When my palms are in front of you, so close, in front of your face, so close, can you see clearly? Although he has open, but he cannot drive. But I drive. He depends on listening and memorize. And also he is very smart. Although back in that time, there's no computer. He memorized, use his own brain. He say in the drama, he say that in the future we are going to carry the phone with us. Back in that time, there's cell phone was still not very popular, but he already know that it's in the future we are going to carry phone with us. We all 3 of us. Our names are Meiyun. How do you feel when there's a drama about your life story and is going to broadcast on TV? And now I have seen so many people and good friends that I know from the international relief of Tzu. Do you remember that we see each other and we receive? When you see me the first time, I always give you a little handkerchief. That's from my husband. And every time when I'm going to go on the trip, go out to a trip to international relief, my husband would always give me a little handkerchief as to show his care about me. Because he felt that he couldn't go to the disaster area because of his eyes, limitation of his eyesight. So he want to show, but he also want to show his care and love. Through gave me a handkerchief. I still wanted to tell you that you are so courageous to choose him as husband. My mom only asks, does he has a house, own a house? My mom went to a fortune teller And the fortune teller asked a fortune teller about how, if I choose this person as a husband, is a good choice. And the fortune teller said this is the right person. And when something happened in her life, although when challenge happened in Meiyun's life, her husband might not be the person who resolved the issue for her, but he always be the strongest support behind her. Although I heard that you have the resistance, you didn't want this drama to broadcast on TV for 10 years because you need to show all your life story to people around the world. There's no secret anymore. That make me feel insecure and unsafe. That's why I have resisted to broadcast of this drama for 10 years. And let's take a look at don't forget to watch the drama 8 o'clock at night on TV. 谢谢有美云。What do you inspire by her story? I think we need to believe the support from our family.
哇，这个好难，我跳过去给他先回答。没关系，我可以回答。是，我觉得人生如戏，戏如人生。虽然说我们现在在看一出戏，但是其实 I think our life story is like a drama, and drama is our true life story. 当成是这个 and 要往前冲的这个尤美云吧。太好了，太好了，非常感恩。And I want to learn from Sister Yu Meiyun, always walk ahead without hesitation. She is not stopped by all the difficulties in her life. There's not things that we cannot overcome. There's not challenge that we cannot overcome. All the challenges that we face, we could not figure out how to dissolve the issues right away, but it would take time. Be patient. And her husband is always quiet, but he's very strong and very energetic. In the drama, in the drama, my husband is not a very talkative person, but when he is very knowledgeable. So when you started discussing something with him, he would try his best to explain to me. So he would talk a lot, but he doesn't have a talkative personality. He just want to show, when he talk, he just want to show his knowledge to me. And he need to read books. He need to take the books very close to in front of his eyes and his face to read, to be able to read. This publisher, 九哥 is a very
has a long history in Taiwan. And this is our last online group study session. We meet before Lunar Chinese New Year. There's only hard work. The magnificence is from the hard work. Happy New Year. The year of ox.
好，他们手上拿是牛年送福，大吉大利。哎，你们自己念好不好？好，牛年的时候，我们你们可以过去一点，你们超不
Year of Ox.
让我导演还过来这边，牛要不要再中
And we wish that you have a prosperous year.
有没有彩排差很多？所以完全不太清楚这个部分在发生什么。好。 我们希望牛年的当下呢，也请你跟我们来从这边来告诉我们一些好话、吉祥话、祝福。
我先吗？
对啊，你呀、
来，好运年年，
Let's give each other blessings.
掌声拍拍手。
We hope that you have a good life every year.
耶！来，
牛年到，好运到。
耶！来帮他。
The year of ox is coming, and wish you, thank you, wish you have a blissful and you a joyful year. And my sister's keeper, the Dharma. We hope that there are more people be able to watch this Dharma and the ITV station. My sister's keeper. Let's walk ahead diligently. I'm very grateful. Thank you, everyone. Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
好，线上的书友，对不起，我真的很忙，所以呢没办法跟你们回到我的手机，所以直接到我们重点顺口溜。线上重点顺口溜，非常感恩我们美国的5位家人轮流，同时加拿大的亮君校长，所以我们一起看上个星期土国慈济一直在知福惜福造福在。 炳坤体解人生海，漳州环保创关怀，静印法入手语在，棒棒接力传递爱。我们的北京周蕊欣，他写下人文自工真善美，志成师兄在车上分享大灾为别人，有心有力就有福。台北副市长蔡炳坤，人生就像一本书，立足当下见未来，阅读自己看世界。 时间、空间、人之间，长度、宽度、人间度，走好人间之道路，每步都是要算数。福建漳州李玉娟，寸步不离慈济路，风雨无阻做环保，如今募集400户。金印师姐手语美回眸来时师徒间，只要上人轻轻说，使命必达完成。把握现在和因缘，一心一意做慈济。接下来要请大家喝着，而且我们的美国团队方文师姐，她这一次是在 防疫旅馆里面写这个，他说格外有感，所以大家和着节奏，一起来，及时扣奥于至诚，爱在发酵慢呐喊，素食爱心园游会，虔诚祈祷弥灾，导读菩萨正经，疫情效应生计间，舍义付出得万报，有爱人生付得起。台北副市长蔡炳坤。 人生三境像本书，读上坚韧写自己，不悔踏实读自己，回首放下算自己。 空奥漳州李义娟，情根环保上叶城，木心木爱说慈济，个案关怀开心门，化苦为甘修福慧，活络筋骨动起来，灯下秀美好伴侣，手语带动我的菜，灵活反喻手指唱，师徒心语李敬义，一心一志心靠爱，好事好事做就对，众人成就本分事，灵鹫山上摄人心，高雄仁医陈瑞光，治疗去世 COVID-19， 病症轻重要有别，中西结合治感染，中药复方主病毒，棒棒接力说慈济，坚定如树林玉如，骨髓劝真袁慧玲，对的事情做就对呀，做就对。一次爱的鼓励给我们所有的海外顺口溜团队，一起来。顺口溜团队，你们好赞！好，那么接下来呢，我们要感恩，就是上个星期呢，我们的海外的书友跟我们回应，其中呢，我们的黑龙江最北的黑河志工关键师兄，好的事做就对。他从舟山读书会里面得到了很多的一个正能量，他觉得说他在慈济路上只是一个小孩子，可是在这个地方呢，他得到非常多人的一个能量，他会自己一路一路走好。同时间他觉得啊，就是我们的李静义师姐在分享的一个当下里面，同时间他呢觉得他分享的时候很感动，然后呢泪水流下来，让他觉得很感动。同时间呢，我们感恩我们的西安的于建龙师兄呢，非常感恩您每一次总是帮我们每一个环节都去提及到，你也对于导读这一个部分呢，去看到了印度这一个地方呢，其实有很多很多的难。那在土耳其呢，这一个部分你看到的是。看到他们呢就是这样子非输不可，让你也非常的感动哈。
Many inspiration. We also appreciate the documentary volunteer Yu Zichen's sharing during the pandemic, the promoting the vegetarian diet. And these two feedbacks we received from Beijing and also from province. They admire the deputy mayor of Taipei, Cai Bingkun's sharing. The three stages of the life that really inspiring. And as being a teacher, that she loved to read, and she liked Cai Bingkun's book. And that I always believe the power of education. It's very touching that she can learn so much from the sharing from Deputy Mayor of Taipei, Cai Bingkun. I appreciate so. Thank you so much. Now we started from 3 years ago. We encouraged every lecturer to give us feedback, and now we are going to do the next section. So we're going to call out in mainland China. This is the video showing the winter distribution that we have in Guangzhou, and this is an older video. So even it's during the COVID-19 pandemic, but the local Tzu Chi volunteer, they still work so hard. And this is the winter distribution, and like they use the good quality of the fabric to make a scarf for all the impoverished families. They are so mindful. Yeah. This is how our city volunteer in Guangzhou. And now from this video we can see there is a river in the recycling station, and they try to clean it up because there are so many garbage. So the leader is from our Ciji volunteer brother Wang. So we clean up the river, and we told the residents that they probably only spend 1 second to throw away the things, but it may take us a while to clean it up. So we're going to call out the brother Wang Qingxuan. And this video is telling us how to be a good and qualified host. And the sister Ciyun's voice is very gentle, very nice. My husband always teased me that I couldn't just like her. And brother Wang Qingxue also learned from her. And he said that we appreciate the presentation, we appreciate their sharing. Their sharing really touched our heart. Brother Wang Qingxue has a good name. Qingxue is like to learn diligently. So we're going to say the password and have everyone to join us. I like to stay with you because you have positive energies. So, Brother Qingxue, please, you may start to share. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah, it's so clear. So, good morning. I am Wang Benxue. I'm the Ciji volunteer in Guangzhou. And I'm so grateful that I have this chance to appreciate what I have learned from the environmental protection. So let's start from a short story. One pillow connected with many good affinities. I have many colleagues that drink the tea, so they put the tea leaf in the sink. That causes lots of problems. So as a reminder, I put a sieve on the counter and asked them to separate. And I told them that the tea leaf can be a stuffing for the pillow. So I appreciate their contribution. So gradually, they become a good habit to do the classification of the garbage. So after I accumulate the tea leaf, I find a fabric and have a lining to make it as a pillow. And I send it as a gift to our brothers because he just have a newborn baby. So you see, one pillow can connect with many good affinities. And this is just one of the very touching stories. But next, I'm going to share what I have learned. So there are 4 topics that I have to share this morning. So in April 2014, there is one student's parents. They introduced 4 teachers from Taiwan to us, and they talk about Ciji. And after I joined that sharing, I certainly feel like I'm a small magnet attracted by the magnetic field, and everything's I joined Ciji activity very aggressively. And then I'm going to share that what I've learned from the Ciji environmental potential mission. I'm going to share reuse and repair. For example, you can see that there is a poster display card. In our community and on the street, we easily to find many offcuts, and we can accumulate those offcuts and make us a poster displaying card, and we can make a good use of that. And for example, like the red fabric, we can write those slogan of 5R, and we promote the environmental potential, and we can inspire people. And so far, we make more than 20 pieces. And like the notice board, those are used by the recycle, the offcuts and the fabric. And now I'm going to share the repair. After we recycle, we also can repair it and to extend their value. For example, like we can repair the small electric appliance, and like those umbrellas. After we repair, we use as a convenient umbrella. We put it in the school and on the gate of the community. And we also, during the repair, we also can make a good connection with peoples, and we can make a good relation. So we make over more than 300 umbrellas that has been repaired and reused. And we not only repair the umbrella, but actually during the repairing, it also cultivate our heart. We cultivate our blessing and can accumulate our wisdom. And we inspire the people to be gratitude and appreciate what we have. We also teach that do not wait until the crisis was come. We have to be prepared in advance. We always talk about this touching story with people, and to inspire them to be grateful. Of course, there were so many things we have to repair, but if those are not able to repair, we will disassemble all the small parts and to extend their value. So this is what we do to benefit others. It's just like a noble character was not because born gifted. It's because he can make a good use of the tools that are around him. There are 33 recycling stations, and we always follow this rule and to have people to appreciate it. By the end, I would like to sing a song to express my appreciation what I have learned from Tzu Ji.
好，热烈掌声，非常感恩哇！清轩老师，你真的很棒哎，不但你声音很好听哦。
Thank you very much for everybody's time and appreciate your sharing. Appreciate your listening. Wow, teacher Wang Qingxuan, you have a very nice voice. And through your presentation, even though you are a teacher, but you personally practice what you have learned from Master in the daily life. It's amazing, and we thank you again. And now next we are going to the Strange Out program.
大林就说：“只有拼出来的美丽，没有等出来的辉煌。两位美云菩萨是最佳典范，回去跟莫桑比克本土志工。我跟你讲，只有拼出来的美丽，没有等出来辉煌。我们是有节奏的，念给你听，大家一起来。”
And we've been always working so hard because we want to do our best. So let's just do our best and don't wait until perfection is here. We can't wait.
他说那个大爱剧场出来。
And let me tell you, the ceremony is pretty interesting. That and I tell you that the Meiyun on Dai TV is not the Meiyun like me. It is the other Meiyun, but they just mix the two Meiyuns all together. But I just explained that my name is Lu Meiyun, but the main actress there is You Meiyun. So this is gonna be a very fun thing, okay, for volunteers from China. That tells me that. And now we have a volunteer from Seattle saying hello, and she says like, Meiyun, you are my idol. And when you say Meiyun, I think this is your Meiyun on the ITV. And now here is a message that says, your Meiyun, just cheer up and don't be afraid of failure. And we have Dennis Tsai's message, okay, that encourages her, okay, from China. And okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, let's do some exercise now. So, ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand up and stretch it out a little bit? Then let's do some more exercise.
乖乖放口袋书包，眼耳口鼻不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸。洗手记得7步骤，内外夹攻大力丸，拱手不握手，保护你也保护我。
朋友们，你们学会了吗？我们准备要加速喽！
水龙头啊，开又关，洗双手要擦干，吃东西前勤洗手，回到家也要洗刷刷，眼耳口鼻不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸。洗手记得7步骤，内外夹攻大力丸，人多时候戴口罩，进入密闭空间也戴口罩。不要用时会折好，乖乖放口袋书包，眼耳口鼻不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸。洗手记得7步骤，内外夹攻大力丸。耶！给自己一个掌声。好，接下来哦，一样，要跳一下，姐姐向前冲。哎，2分钟版的，2分钟版，姐姐向前冲，冲起来吧！一起来，我们欢迎男女主角一起跟我们一起好不好？跟上我就好了，没有关系的，可以的。美云姐姐一起吗？来，摇一下滑步，3、4、5、6、7、8，再来，摇一下换边滑步，3、4、5、6、7、8，换动作。很有自信的，来换动作，来我的大眼睛，来我可以的，外挡，换边，我可以，来滑步开始，3、4、5、6，摇一下滑步，3、4、5、6，摇一下。后面接上了，来准备，来换动作，来，很有自信的笑一下，加油！好，大眼睛忘记了吗？好了，我可以的，这边的可以吗？回答我可以吗？来，给我一个声音。 给自己一个掌声。好，请慢慢坐下。啊，我好感动！刚才龚有志师兄也跟我一起跳，而且他完全跟上哎！哇，好，请坐。哎，我心里在想说，奇怪，我们男女主角怎么到哪里去了？因为我在忙这个，然后说他们两个怎么一下子闪了？就他们跳完才闪回去，原来他们站在台上一起带动。我们热烈掌声，亲和力十足的，真的。
Ladies and gentlemen, and let's give them a big hand. And well, it's really great that we have our main characters here. And let me tell you a good news. And the actor and actress on Dai TV that you saw just now were from Kaohsiung. They were both from Kaohsiung. Okay, so yeah, are you guys, ready to move to Kaohsiung? And here are the messages from North California. We have a volunteer from Malaysia. We have Li Meiyun, we have Tang Meiyun, and we have Yo Meiyun. And the Meiyun is a good name, so my grandchildren is gonna be named Meiyun in the future. Let me tell you, I almost wanted to change my name. Okay, this is kind of tacky. Do you know that? We have volunteer from Hebei, and she says that we are so friendly here, and we are very grateful for coming here. And Mincho said that it is kind of powerful and energetic, so we know how to fly up. And we have Chiu Wenli who says that thank you, Teacher Meiyun, and you are doing so well to make the platform a stage to absorb, the Dharma. So the two Meiyuns were my idols, right? Oh, thank you, Mincho. And here, and we have a message that Yo Meiyun, you chose a great husband, although your husband has some eye problems there. Well, it is amazing that although you don't have good eyesight and you are still doing something well, so this is the right choice for you. So you are good. Yeah, we are proud of you. And we have Xie Zhen from China. And we are so grateful that you are our idols, right? Okay. And here we have so many other messages, and we have two Meiyuns, and you two are role models of Tzu Ji. We have a volunteer from Heilongjiang, China, that says that we have so many beautiful clouds. Beautiful clouds in Chinese refers to Meiyun. So come on, ladies and gentlemen, now it's the most important lecture here. And do you know that we have a very handsome superintendent that arrived so early, and he has been sitting here for over 2 hours. And do you know that after Superintendent Jian and a lot of more superintendents from hospitals were making appointment with us to deliver lectures right here. And we have so many doctors and who shares great experience in TIMA, and we know that there are so many good doctors, and actually there are Mr. Jian's students there. But I want to say that because of the pandemic, and Superintendent Jian and Meiyun were so willing to be here. Okay, and I noticed that Superintendent Jian that because of the pandemic, so there would not be so many guests gathering here. And the Superintendent Jian says it's no problem. And I felt very, very touched after Superintendent Jian gave me his reply. And I really feel very touched, and it recalled me that when I was, in the past 20 years, and I first began my online study group. Because Mr. Zheng Yan says to us that when we were in our tough condition a few decades ago, because Tzu Chi was not that popular in the world, and she said to me that the link is really important. Although there's just one guest online, and I still want to do it very well. And thank you, Mr. Jian, Superintendent Jian. And I also asked Superintendent Jian that how many volunteers were certified this year. And I received these messages just 2 minutes later, after I sent the messages. And Superintendent Jian answered that 62. So how considerate Jian is. And let's take a look at the video. This is during the pandemic time. I am Shouxin, and today is May 12th. I sincerely invite you and just come over and give them our best regards to the staff members of our Tzu Chi Hospital. And through the microphone, Superintendent Jian just said such a thing to all his staff there. And now here I want to show you the surviving rate of a stomach cancer is the highest in Taiwan. And when Mr. Zheng Yan was in Taichung this year, and they say, I hope I can be like a very strong magnet that will never lose its magnetism and spread Mr.'s teaching all over the world and inspire people to join Tzu Chi. And I'm more than willing to guide the Tzu Chi hospital works and take good care of every patient and relieve their suffering. For the 55 years, the weight of Master Zheng Yan's shoulders, caring for people in the world, has never lessened. On the contrary, it became heavier. And for disciples' wisdom life, Master Zheng Yan bore the sufferings of her physical body in order to give Dharma talks to her disciples. All of the things have stayed vividly in disciples' minds. And all the staff members in Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital sincerely vow to Mr. Zheng Yan to make our hospital one that won't worry Mr. Zheng Yan, a hospital that calms Mr. Zheng Yan, a hospital that makes Master smile whenever she thinks of it. We know that we have a long way to go. Master Zheng Yan, please trust us, and we will work hard, and we will be more diligent. Do you feel touched and grateful? We know that it is during the pandemic, and we repeatedly listen to all the sincere, touching preachers from Mr. Zheng Yan in the early morning, and from a lot of channels. Okay. And everyone? Okay. And it is a way to just spread the great love all over every corner of the hospital. And when the patients in the hospital were ready to go home, and we just sent them a pack of guai guai, which means to be healthy when you are home. Okay, this is a very, very touching movement. And right here, and you also see the bone marrow transplantation ward, which costs over million, and because of Superintendent Jen's compassion, and he is more than willing to provide such equipment to patients whoever need them, not just for people who are rich, but for everybody. And ladies and gentlemen, and I am Shouxin. And the last time when Superintendent Chen came over the first time, and he was awarded the Golden Bell Award, and it's been over 5,000 episodes for now. And within stories and art, and we wanted to find some connections between health and art. And I want to make, health just something that is related to you. And when the two Superintendent Jians were here together, and we play them a really, really fun show drama. Okay, but this time we don't have this. Why? And let me explain you that this is because of the pandemic. And when we are noticed that we are going to do a show drama, and we will just make it as fun as possible, but that we don't because of the pandemic, not because that we don't pay you our regards. And instead, I will play you the video that Superintendent Jen is still as handsome as he was, right? And now let's listen to what others talk about him. Well, Superintendent Jen is sensible but sentimental. Yeah, actually, he is a Gemini, and he's got some ideas. And yes, he has many good ideas. So we always have a surprise every time. Whenever he leads everybody for conferences. Actually, like in the videos, and he just leads all the staff to have a meeting in the recycling station there. Well, and they just tried their best to understand how people think, and they are qualified therefore to be a doctor for their patients there. Okay, and I also realized that the superintendent is really a considerate person, that he enjoys all the snacks that I give. Well, in Dailin City Hospital, when internet is getting more popular, and he also wants to come up with a project organizing the internet with patients and everyone. And he has as we know, he has a TV show. It is all about the health. Humanity is a very, very core part of the medication part. And how are we going to deliver our care and compassion to all the patients there? And it is something that we have to concentrate. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, do you hear their laughing here? So let's welcome Superintendent Jen with the very heartwarming music. And Superintendent Jen is really capable of everything. And let's welcome him with the background music, Pearl Harbor. Let's give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. And Jian is a very romantic person, and he is a host of the TV program all about health. And I hold this in my hand because Jian just want to remind me how I can just show people the importance of vegetarianism. And this is a board for people to just slice their meat, and they want to show how much bacteria is gonna be on there if you continue eating meat. And this is his experiment. And actually, in hospitals, they don't hope, to be sent, for example, pineapples or pineapple cakes there. And because they are very popular, so they receive a lot of gifts there, and they just make all the staff members in the hospital fatter and fatter. Actually, we have more patients there, and I think if you feel sincere and you feel thankful, and that will be enough. So please, let's safeguard the TV show all about health and safeguard our online study group. So let's just carry your sincerity in mind, and that will be wonderful. So at the same time, if you can get online on Monday morning for the Dharma assembly, then you will hear the sharing, heartwarming sharings from from Superintendent Jan. So now let's again welcome Superintendent Jan Shouxin here. And yeah, two beautiful Meiyuns, and we are good friends, right? Well, in Jordan, and in Cambodia, and in the United States, and we used to work together. And I feel deeply in my mind that we are really, really sincere, and Meiyun is really a very energetic woman. And because we got a lot of to do, so next morning, and we really had a lot to do next morning, and everybody has just to sleep the day before. But Sister May will always woke me up and do some sharings like that, and I feel that Lu Mei, you are really energetic, okay, and you can spread such an atmosphere, energetic atmosphere to everyone. And I really feel impressed there, okay? And you are not just beautiful, and your husband are just as handsome as I can imagine. And we also have Hao Yong, the actor, and we have Ziyan, the actress, and you are doing your best here. And just for the Dai drama, this is the Sister Keepers, and we know that it is really a fun drama. But as we know that the actor actress in on Thai TV were really bad people, right? They hit their wives and they gamble, all right. But as Mr. Gong here, and he is really a good guy, okay. And we are lucky, and you are lucky that you can play the role, right? Yeah, because of Thai TV, it abandons our lives there, okay. So it is a very good role model after your performance that turn people's mindset from negative one into the positive one, and this is very great. And my topic today is my own script in my life. So we will continue watching the Thai TV, but don't forget to also watch my TV program all about health, please. So today I'm going to share with you, okay, as I said, the script in my life, okay, and I didn't have any rehearsal beforehand. And let me tell you, now I enjoy watching movies since I was young. And there was a very famous director from Japan, and he is Akira Kurosawa. And he wrote a book, something like an autobiography. And I also watched a lot of novels. I watched a lot of movies and read a lot of novels. And we can still find some of his movies online. And this is really impressive for me. And the most impressive one is like a Rosho Man from this director. And we really didn't know that who the killer was, right? Okay. And I was really deeply touched in this movie, and I was interested therefore because of the Rashomon, the vocabulary. And now you can still watch it, and this is a good movie. And in he describes his like a background when he was young, and he experienced the Tokyo earthquake, and it was really impressive, you know. And after that, and he also described how people just doubt with each other. And now, okay, would you like to guess like who was Akira Kurosawa? Yeah, the shorter one. Okay, and the total one was his younger brother, who was also very talented. And the ones, you know, Kurosawa, you know, had a speech during his like a graduation ceremony, and he just thanked his teachers and he thanked his like principals, all right, and he of course said that he learned very much and he would just go toward this way in his lifetime. And his brothers just said, come on, they are just cliche, okay, and I would just write you something more, something more interesting, and make your, you know, speech more creative, right? Because, you know, I really hate my teachers, and so, you know, I will just rewrite your script again. and and finally he just got the, you know, the script from his brother, and after he was ready to speak it out, and he dared not to say that because his father was with him there. Okay, and you will see a lot of movies directed by him, and which really retrospect us in our childhood, and when we were young, and when we were naive, and when we were carefree, and when we had a lot of expectations toward our future. And you know that what Kurosawa's brothers' job was. Okay, and this is Chaplin, and Chaplin also had some like movies, right? You know, there's this is kind of silence ones, and therefore, you know, there was some music just when you were watching the movie at that period of time. You know that how different it was, you know, when, you know, people, society get a lot of like changes, right? Well, so we I just want to show you that everything changes, right? But think about, you know, what never changes. What is that never changes, right? It is a movie named Desire of Living. Desire of Living. And he just, you know, finished, completed this drama, this movie with his favorite playwright. And he just set up a topic with him, and then they would find some detailed plots and design a lot of like interesting and impressive things. Finally, they set up a scene having a man who can only survive for the last 75 days. Okay, and finally he had to die of diseases. Well, and you can try to imagine that what kind of people could just survive for 75 days and he must die. And is he a police officer? Is he a teacher? Whoever. Who is he? Who was he? And he just settled, okay, such a character into an official servant, government servant, who just served, you know, in his workplaces very, very diligently, very, very, very hard. Okay. And he was diagnosed stomach cancer. Therefore, he could only survive. He would only live for the final 75 days in his whole lifetime. And the movie Desire of Living has been over 50 years. And it was a silent film. And they also provide us with some like detailed things, like how sufferers, like how patients suffering from stomach cancer would feel. And they will just settle the stages, settle the things really carefully, and they had the nurses and they had the doctors and they had really really vivid conversations, which are really different from from nowadays. Okay, and in that movie, then the patient was diagnosed very very seriously that he had only 75 days, right, to live. So if you were that person, so what would you think and what's the words in your mind, right? Maybe you would think that I didn't do anything bad. I just had some alcoholic beverages, and why would I have to suffer from this, right? And this is the whole topic that they want to show you. Okay. Well, and in the movie, okay, the main character just wanted to have a long vacation and enjoy more alcohols, which could just make him feel better. But finally, sorry, no, okay, the opposite. And he just carry, he just planned to just tell the bad news to his son, okay? And in this picture, you will know that, okay, he wanted to share this terrible bad news to his family members, including his son and his son's wife. But the son was very busy reading the newspaper, which made her really, really sadder than he was. Okay. And he planned again to tell this bad news to his staff members. And he managed to take the staff member for a lunch and try to, had a communication with her. Okay. And the staff member just felt that, come on, my boss was weird today, right? Because he was very silent and he was selfish and he never just treated me anything, but he did this today. And what happened to the guy today, all right? Well, and do you think that it was also a thing that talks about us that, okay, and if you wanted to show your love toward somebody, and maybe it would be confined because of our specific personality, it was an impact toward us. And now, and he has just shorter than 75 days of life, right? And back in the office, and he wanted to just know like what happened there in the office. And then here the scene came here to his funeral. And in Japan, the funeral would be just like this in the picture, and a lot of a lot of people were just with the deceased there. But more importantly, we see a lot of housewives there on the screen showing their sincere regards to the deceased. Well, it also makes a really difference, right? Because you see the woman, their facial expression shows the true memory, the true sincerity and the true sadness toward the deceased. However, all the co-workers and all the official like officers were just like to be there, and they didn't feel as impressed as the women did. Okay, and here they also show a very detailed plot that when it rained there, it rained heavily there, and the children there just had no places to have fun to play, and the man just want to express this suggestion, okay, this situation to the government, okay, but finally, okay, the suggestion just went nowhere, okay. And it shows the conundrum in the old Japanese society there. So the movie always wanted us to think whether you can think through your own perspective, through your own points of view. Okay. And he just tried his best to make us think, whether we can have any way to change our present situation. And now the thing turned to, the character just went to his old friends. and he also wanted just to show his final gratitude toward his older friend, and also trying to find a chance to tell him that he only had a short period of time, okay, in his final stage of life. But actually, okay, he failed. Okay, and now you come here to the saying, which was a fraud just now, and finally you will see the character finally just passed away here on the swing in the park. It was really an impact, right? And it was touching, right? And you will just witness that, for the final 75 days in one's life, and he experienced all the, feelings, all the sentiments from so many people. Okay, now, so would you like to think that what you could do and what you could just change if your life is only limited, just like the main character in the movie? Okay, so are we destined that we must be punished and we must be sharpened and we must do something that we don't want to? No, not exactly. But we can also, instead, we can also cherish the moment and cherish the talent we have and try to do something to benefit the society. I personally watched this film twice and I took all the pictures by myself here because I watched this twice and I'm impressed. So I know like which pictures that I want to share you today. And Akira Kurosawa was a very great director that shows me really, really much that could just make me think deeply in my life. And I want to share with you, okay, to you whether to see whether you can also have the same feeling like me. And I don't want to make my medical mission as rigid, just like how the movie tried to show you. If you could just, pay more attention by saying some more like a heartwarming, saying something more heartwarming to patient, and maybe it will just change the patient's situation into better one. Okay, and just try your best to give as much encouragement as you can to the patients so you can change all the patients mindset really a little bit. And also by watching drama we will just receive the same effect. And I'm really a weird doctor. Okay, I'm really weird. And I have hosted the TV program all about health for over 5,000 episodes since 2001. And by August this year, it would have been 6,000 episodes. And this is when I was teaching in Tzu University, and two students just came over and say they wanted to have a picture with me. And we just talked about something about a medication, and the girls just told me that I watched you were all about health when I was just when I was held by my grandmother. And you will know that how old I am, right? Okay, yeah. And it means that she has been watching my TV program since she was just infant there. And I was awarded. Thank you very much. And maybe they would just think that it's weird for a doctor to do such a thing like that. But I think that if we really can just develop our talent and just introduce what we are doing and what we are thinking through a TV program, it's gonna be a good thing. Although doctors had a little time doing such thing there. But I try my best to introduce to people like a lot of like diseases and what they're gonna be treating toward their diseases. And let me tell you a story. Okay, I used to have a patient, a mother patient carrying a young baby, and she told me that her husband just passed away because of oral cancer. And her husband was one of my patients, and we really did our best to have the surgery on him. But finally, we just couldn't make it because he had a very poor family, and he chewed the betel nut really frequently. And I was really sad that I just didn't, remind my patient in time about the disadvantage of chewing betel nuts there. And another story that, we had a Zheng Baoyi, and we had a Cai Chande, and we had the Zhang Yiyi, and they are media workers. And they produce a lot of good TV shows on TV. And they thought that, it was really hard, I did a very hard work, and they also came over and they gave me their encouragement. And let me tell you, I really do my best. I always direct my TV program by myself, and I design, which other artifacts to show you by myself. And I didn't have any like a script beforehand. And I just prepared myself some PowerPoints on which I know I just reminded myself about some like details that I want to say to my audience. And we just, did the TV program this way. Okay. So I just, put some art parts and the medication parts all together, and I combine them all together and present them to audiences. And my audiences told me that it's great to talk about something about art. And personally, I feel good. I make people interested in arts and also receive some information about medication and take care of their own health. And this is good. And you can see all the files here, all the paper here. Okay. And there are some episodes here. And I want to, throw them away after I have completed some episodes. But I feel pity, so I still keep them. And actually, I also learned very much. And in this episode, in my recent episode, I named this episode a story about the cerebral embolism. And also, I want to talk about the liver cirrhosis. And I also want to talk about the abscess. And finally, I also want to talk about the rupture of valvular corridor. And they are the topics in my TV program. And I combine them with some literary quotes and the process. And I turn them easier because all the medical terms are really difficult and complicated for people. And when I when I was asked about some like remedies which are not regular, are not right, and I just tell them in a way of my prose languages, in a way of literary like stories. Okay, and this is a very good way. And I write a lot of like things, and I put them into some literary works. I try my best. I hope to pass on such medication culture through my TV program. And I also pay attention to your feedbacks. And maybe your feedback has some kind of influences on me, but that's okay. I still cherish what I'm doing, just like a TV. They are real and they are touching, so they will be deep in your heart. Absolutely. and they are just as a reminder about what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And maybe you will see a lot of bad people. Maybe they were successful, but this is a kind of a negative reminder, and always reminding ourselves not to be that kind of person. Okay. And I always say that my TV program is really kind of a low cost program that I was never paid, and I just recorded the TV program in my hospital. And come on, so this is no wonder they like me very much, because it means that I'm a kind of cheap person, right? Okay. Okay, do you know that we only spend like $200 just producing each episode of my TV program? And I'm joking, but I'm very happy that I'm here and do some like a brief report to you about my medication field and the mission. Okay, and I feel that it just I am alone in my own world. I'm really alone. Okay. And I produce my TV program like all about health all by myself into 10 minutes, into a 10-minute show. And it is really, kind of simple thing for us to produce my like a TV program. And after my presentation, and they will just, have some subtitle, and it can be broadcasted on the ITV. Okay, so you see how cheap my TV show is, right? And just now, teacher Meiyun mentioned that because of the media and because of online broadcasting, online streaming, and a lot of young people are interested also in my medication field. So I want to change my title into Alone in my field, into a group of people in my medication field. It is better. And the medication in Taiwan would be a role model globally. And if we only have like a good skills, and if we only have a good technical like developments, and I don't think it is enough to be a role model. We still make people touched. We need to give good role models, touching stories to everybody, and spread the positive influence all around the world. And it was when I was in Indonesia, and they also had my show there. And there, I know that I was speaking in Indonesian, and I also received a letter from somewhere else. And it says that it is a TV program that can relax my mind and also learn something. And at the very beginning of my TV program, they noticed that I would open up a book. And they thought that after I open up the book, and I can almost talk about everything, right? And I was very embarrassed that, okay. And I just got a book in the library just randomly, and it just opening, okay, for my TV program. And I'm sorry to tell you that. I want to, make medication easier in a very, very simple and a relaxing language from me. And do you know 2556? What does it mean? And the 2019 and the 2443 and all the numbers. Do you know what all the numbers mean individually? Actually, they mean the numbers of animals being killed each second globally. And it is a database from the UN. It means that we are still killing a lot of lives and damaging our earth. And the killing numbers globally are still on the way to increase. And do you know that how many chickens we have killed in Taiwan? Over 30 trillion. Okay. Over 3 billion chickens were being killed every year in Taiwan. And do you think that because our wrong food, so a lot of people in Taiwan suffer cancer? Did you ever think about that? And let's go to UK. Okay, and in UK, in each individual's life, and they would eat like 21 lambs or 4 ox or 15 pigs and 1,200 chickens in their whole life individually. It is horrifying that the people would just kill so many lives in their lifetime. Well, when we see the little chicken and we are happy, and when the little chicken grow up, then we eat them. And the number is really horrendous. And this is a painting, killing pigs, a woman killing the pig. Well, and we just want to make a balance, for this picture. If I show you something else and it is more horrendous, and then there's a pig just killed here, hung here. Well, and do you see, the very horrifying thing here? Then we see the horns here, and we see the head of a cow here, head of an ox here. And when I was in Dailin Tzu Hospital, and in the morning, one morning, I saw a lot of cows just around our hospital, and I just follow up the cows. And I just couldn't forget about the thing that when I saw the eyes of the cows and the calves there, and I feel so impressed through their eyes, and I just, witnessed the pureness. And I noticed that, but how about other people? Maybe others only think about, how delicious they would be if they were cooked. Okay. And if we just, consider animals as a food, and we disrespect their lives, and it is kind of tragedy for our human history. Okay. And this picture shows, luxury like a banquet in the Roman Empire. A lot of people lying there enjoy delicious food, and maybe some will carry the feather. Are they feathers? No, actually they are not feathers. And they are the tool. They are a tool to stimulate you to vomit, to throw up. And after you throw up, you can just intake more food, more delicious food. Okay, and then they even eat a giraffe, and they even eat elephants. And this is the record in our human history. And for more, informations, and because the humans suffer from malnutrition, therefore we knew that we need more proteins, so we eat a lot of animals. But now time changes, right? Okay, we are, in a time that we have plenty of food. Okay, if you eat a pig head, then you turn yourself into also a pig head, right? And you eat the pig brain, and maybe in the future your brain would just like a pig's brain. Okay, it is the picture taken on a Sunday morning when I just walk down the street outside, and I had a shopping bag with me, and I use it when I was doing my vegetable shopping. Come on, I cook, of course, but I don't do it very frequently. And when I walk to the street vendor with my shopping bag, I had a special feeling. And it's not about the price low or price high. Okay. Well, for example, okay, and when they say, okay, your vegetable costs like $65, and I give out a 70, and I say just keep the changes. Come on, do you know the vendor sent me more vegetables for free? Okay. Yeah, but I'm a doctor, and then you can say that when the patient want me to do the surgery, and I can just give them some free more surgeries. No, of course not, right? Instead, we can have more like a heartwarming words with them, saying, "Okay, don't worry, and be happy, and you will just get recovered soon." Okay, if we can say something so heartwarming like that, and we can also give them some warm reminders, then they will be feeling better and they will have a good night's sleep. Then we can do that. So for medication, okay, medication is not a supermarket, it is a traditional market which is heartwarming and which is touching. Well, you will see the onion, the green onions here, okay, and they are my gifts. Okay. Well, I really feel very touched when I had an interaction with the street vendors there in the markets. And this is, when I took my, staff members walking into a traditional market to do some vegetable shopping there. And just now, Meiyun mentioned that I had a meeting in the recycling station, and that day I had a meeting in the market, and I felt very touched. And you never know the price of the vegetables if you don't go there. And you never know how hardworking they have to be if you don't go there to the market and have the real interaction with the vendors and even some farmers, right? And when I say, I want to buy some vegetables, and they will just, hand the vegetables to you. And they will just tell you, it's 20 and it's $30, and you can buy more, and you can spend just $100, right? And therefore, we had a very, very relaxing conversation. And it seems that I was doing something, to the granny selling vegetables there. And we had a very heartwarming also and heartwarming interaction with them there. Okay. Okay, so if we can have more understanding about the patient's situation, then I'm saying that we are making ourselves better doctors. So it is just like that when we just, when we just grow something and plant a seed, okay, then you will feel pain, okay, all over your body just for 30 minutes. So next time, whenever you see some patient suffering from the back pain, then I think you better carry your empathy and the sympathy toward them. And finally, I will just promote vegetarianism to you, of course, right? And we have so many, delicious bread like dumplings and a very, very healthy like a box lunch and a lot of microwaved food. Of course, they are low in calories, and you can just take them home and enjoy them. Okay, thank you very much, Superintendent Chen. Then we have some messages from, North California saying that the doctors are very wonderful doctors and they are not only wise and they are really humorous, right? Okay. And another message says, Jian is really knowledgeable. And another message says that, we have a great superintendent and we have a super wonderful actor actress. Okay. They're here and we just feel that we are all lucky here because we had our main actor actress here and we have a super intelligent here and they are really capable in doing good deeds toward people. So ladies and gentlemen, okay, and why do we invite Sister Yu Meiyun and the superintendent here? Because Sister Yu Meiyun and the superintendent Jian had cooperated many times in overseas relief jobs. Well, I think in superintendent Jian is just a wise person and he walked into crowds and experienced people's lives. And it is also a way of learning. And for international relief, and I always meet Superintendent Jian, okay, in other countries. And we know that he is not only a great host of a TV program, but also a good doctor. But whenever he goes to a poor country, to a remote area, he immediately bend over and take good care of the patients there. And did you ever see, a picture about the sheep just laying down there? If you did, then you will see it just on Superintendent Jian. He's a famous doctor, but he bent over and give heartwarming words to patients who need him. It is really heartwarming. Okay. And we really feel full of joy here. Okay, and now in Taichung Zheji Hospital, they serve us microwave food packs there, and he's a Gemini, so he can just work harder and go forward.
In fact, I watched once only, but now I will continue to follow the Dharma series to learn more about her perseverance in her life.
And he watched he watched You Will Die drama, okay, before, but he told me that he decided to watch every episode from now on, okay? Because Superintendent Jian, you were here, and let's please introduce a little more about our soybean milk powder. And we have the protein powder, also promoted by Superintendent Zhao from Taipei. And actually, soybean milk, it is easy to just make, and you don't have to stir it too hard. And it is easy to just make and delicious. It is nutritious. It is nutritious. And absolutely, it is also delicious. And it is a product of Jingsi, and it is secure, and it is healthy, of course. Okay, we take care of everybody's health. And do you know that we have a gram powder? We have like a brown rice powder, and I just take turns and make them into my breakfast every day. Okay, so come on, you are, people say that I'm really diligent, right? Enjoying such product of Jingsi, right? And ladies and gentlemen, let's go. And it is the very, very new product. It is the pickled vegetables, and we can just make it into hot pots. And inside it has pickled vegetables, and it has a lot of mushroom. Okay, and it is also low in calorie. Okay, and this is a whole new product, and you can just make it into a hot pot. And we also have rice noodles here. They are new. Okay, and I haven't tested them either. So, ladies and gentlemen, then you can just try to get them in each bookstore of Jingsi here. And we also have the Jingsi tea. And we also have some other flavors. Then you can just try them by yourself, and they are delicious. And I personally carry such bag. Okay, they don't see my face, they see the bag, of course, right? And I will show you something more. And it is a bag. And if you buy our products, then you can get the bag. So today we really feel wonderful that we can have so many great guests here. Thank you, okay, Ziyan and Haoyong, and thank you, Superintendent Jian. And you can also get a book from him, okay, on which it has a signature there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and don't forget, we have a Lotus Sutra, the second part, and we have the 7 analogies of the Lotus Sutra, and the books are already published here, and we have a lot of good products here, and we also have the herbal tea, the Jingsi herbal tea, and we had the Chen Ruiguang, and he had just whose daughter just had 1 pack of such herbal tea, and he recovered soon from her terrible cold. Okay, so here we got a lot of good products here. And we will meet you 3 weeks from now. So whatever we encounter is good affinity, whatever happens is a good thing. And if you feel you are lucky and you have to be more diligent in doing 自己. And I will see you on March 3rd. And on that day, we have Liu Sumei from Indonesia, and we have Liu Jinhua from China, and we will have a guest, and this is Superintendent Lai from Dailin Tzu Hospital, and we will have Li Zhonghan, and we also have, Ji Jingyang, from Taipei on March 10th. And we will have a team from Nantou for the promotion of vegetarianism. And this year would be the 8th year of our online study group Kaohsiung. Okay. And on March 24th, we have Liu Zongyan, and he is doing a retrospective about some touching stories about Tzu Ji on the relief job. And on the left side, we have another Dai drama. And when we invited like a guest here about Dai TV, then we will have actor, actress, and the main characters. Ladies and gentlemen, I like to be with you because you have a positive energies. Ladies and gentlemen, let's wave goodbye, and I will see you on March 3rd. So I'm so grateful, and you can spread the great love for us through internet. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up, palm together. 3 bows to the Buddha and the Master. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. Let's wave goodbye to Master Zhen Yan and the masters from the abode.